Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Niagara University. My name is Julie, and I work in the admissions office. I'm an admissions counselor here. I went to Niagara. I am from the area. Peter, who's on the call, he's also from the area, same high school as me. We both went to NU. So I want to thank everyone for coming today. And we have a lot of cool things going on here today, a lot of different things we're going to be doing with you, and moving parts that you can see in a day in the life of a college student in the College of Business, which is really, really cool. It'll be a little more interactive than some of our past events. So we're really excited to do this one today. And we're going to record it too, so you can always go back and look at it. But I'm going to introduce you to the Dean of the College of Business, Dr. Mark Frascator, and we'll start the day. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Julie. It's good to see you folks here. I think we were talking about how we might do something different for this particular open house. And because you can't come to campus and experience our beautiful campus in person, we thought we would do our best to take you around and meet the people who work here and see some of the sites on campus. And we were able to do that by having some students join us. We have an alum with us. We have someone from Career Services with us, a professor, and some people from the Dean's office. So we're going to kind of go around, and everybody's going to have a chance to give a little bit of input on how they liked Niagara University, what was important to them at the university. We also have some recordings that Avante there made with Grace and Anthony when they were on campus, and sharing some of their favorite parts of campus. And so you'll have a chance to see that too. And then, of course, we're going to have a chance to ask questions of all the students and professors and anybody you want. So as you go along, please either think of questions or write them down. You can put them in the chat, or you can just wait until we have our Q&A period towards the end, and then you can ask them then. So again, I'm Mark Frascator, Dean of the College of Business. I've been here about 2.5 years now. And we have in the College of Business 5 majors and a number of concentrations. And I think Professor Rensel will speak a little bit about those as well. So let me just start by taking you around and meeting some people in my office, and then we're going to send you around campus and look at the different parts of campus and the different people who are here. So I'm going to unplug my computer here, turn my camera around. Ooh. Hold on, I can do this. There we go. And take a walk. So this is the Dean's Suite here. Here's Elaine. Elaine is our admin assistant, Elaine Morial. Hi, Elaine. Hello. Peter knows Elaine. And we're going to stop in here and see our assistant dean, Kelly. And Kelly is our assistant dean who handles most of our student affairs, onboarding students. Turn your volume down for a second, Kelly. Yeah. Onboarding students, doing student scheduling, and helping students in need. And here's Micaiah. Micaiah's come in for something today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you guys, and you can go ahead.
Hi, everyone. We wanted to let you know that this is where you will frequent while you're on campus and if you become a student here. Micaiah is one of my students.
She's muted.
You want me to do this? You want me to video it?
No.
Okay. Peter Genovese.
Oh.
We should have tested this.
Happy to help with any tech support issues you have.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. So Micaiah is one of our students. He's from Brooklyn. He's a senior. And he stopped by today because we're trying to fix his schedule for the spring and that he needs to graduate. It's a little trickier this year because we're trying to keep students in classes as possible. Unless they're a student that's a junior or senior and want to be in classes online, or if they know they're capable of that. I know I've known Micaiah since he was a freshman, and he's one of my favorite students. Am I supposed to say that?
Yeah.
And he stops by here and goes over his schedule. Communication studies. His major is marketing, and you know, he thinks about it a lot, so he changes. He changes his mind and hasn't really decided exactly what he's going to do, but he's going to pull it together in the end, and he is still going to major in accounting, and he's also part of the marketing club called Numa.
Mhm.
So you want to tell them a little bit about Numa quick?
Oh yeah, so I'm a marketing major, and actually I'm concentrating in food marketing right now. So I'm working in CPG. So with Numa, it's like a networking. It's a club, but it's like a lot of networking. I get to meet people in the industry. I'm a treasurer, and it's just like out doing work outside of class, and it's lots of fun. Like I get to meet faculty, advisors, people in the industry. We take trips. We go to case competitions. I did the Clorox competition, so I worked with the Clorox team, different things like that. So
the other thing that he's talking about with me today is his graduate studies. So Makai is trying to decide where to go. He said he may apply to Harvard. So we can take it from there, Mark. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free to call me or email me. I'm always available to help you if you have any questions about what to do moving forward coming in. I can at least guide you in the right direction if you're unsure. No question is a silly question. So feel free to email me. You'll see my name and my email and phone number at the end of this event.
Thanks, Callie. Thanks, Makai. Okay, we're going to now turn over to one of our professors, Professor Ann Rensel, who is in a classroom. And she is right at home now in a computer classroom because she teaches courses like big data, data analytics, and things like that. So let me turn it over to Professor Rensel.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. So I am here in one of our classrooms. We have two major computer classrooms here in the college that are maintained almost exclusively for the use of College of Business students. We have this one on this room, and then we have a larger room upstairs on our second floor. But labs are labs, but let's talk about why we have this investment in our labs and why we choose to highlight them in such an important time when you're considering going to a university. First of all, in business, we know that technology runs under all businesses these days. So it's not just the fact that you can use your cell phone. It's not just the case that you're used to using your laptop for what you use now, per se, in high school. Rather, what are you going to do with it in a business sense? So in all of our classes, we run a tremendous amount of technology under them. For example, if you're an accounting major, you need to not only understand how to do debits and credits and basic accounting activities, you need to understand how the software works that you're going to be interfacing with. And this software ranges from something as simple, fairly simple as QuickBooks, all the way up to a large ERP system. So this is just what accountants do. If you're interested in finance, the technology that runs under finance is even more mathematically complex. Plus the data that flows into finance, all the stock prices, all the bond prices, all of the modeling that goes on there flows with the technology platform. If you're an economics major, a lot of the research that you're doing is running with high-level statistics packages. These types of technologies are critically important for being successful in these fields. A management major, which several of you may be interested in being, we use data all the time in management, whether it's databases, whether it's spreadsheets for analysis, whether it is doing visualizations with software. These are critically important things that we have to do because in the current modern business world, you can't manage what you cannot measure. So measurement is incredibly important, and we're using our computers for these. If you're a marketing major, like Makai, you're using your technology capabilities in order, again, to analyze customer segments. You're looking at ways to take the actual data that's flowing from social media and turning it into viable and very important support information for later decision making in your firms. So that's why the Niagara University has made this investment in our computer labs and in the software that flows in here, so that as students, you get the best value for your time here, both in learning the concepts and the theory, and being able to apply the information that you have with the tools that are necessary. The other thing as well, most of the software, most of the things that we're teaching you are what are expected in the field. You are expected to be able to handle a spreadsheet very competently. You're expected to understand how spreadsheets work and databases and the related technologies. So that's why I decided, so they asked me to come today and do a little bit of a discussion. I decided to position myself in a lab to try to illustrate, number one, the facilities, and number two, to give you as an incoming freshman an idea about how leading edge and what level of investment and interest we have in making sure that your time here is as valuable as possible, and that you can graduate from here and be a really strong contributor to any firm that you happen to join, especially because of your skills and what you've learned with us. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Bryce, who is one of our students. Bryce happens to be in my class. In fact, he took my final exam yesterday. So he is gracious enough to join us today and talk a little bit about his somewhat unusual background, because we want to be clear that it's not just business students who are in the business school. So, Bryce, all yours.
Thank you, Dr. Renzel. So, hi, I'm Bryce Molnar. I'm a graduating senior. This should be my final. That was my final, as I'm happy to say. I'm gonna take a page out of Dr. Renzel's book, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about technology as well. So I'm a CIS major. My degree is in computer and information sciences, and I have a minor in general business. I decided to get my minor in general business when I had actually transferred into Niagara University. I had started to work on a side project and an invention to really change the way that education technology would fundamentally work in the school atmosphere. Traditionally, the computer that you use on a day-to-day basis is a keyboard, a mouse, and a screen. You use it day in, day out. It's normal. But I had this opportunity, something that I thought was groundbreaking. I wanted to make the tablet the main thing that you use, but replace the desktop, make the whole desk a tablet. Why have anything in between? So I came to Dr. Frascator and I said, Dr. Frascator, I've got a crazy idea. I have an invention that I've been working on. I've got schematics. I've been, really thinking about how I wanted to bring this out to the public. I have no idea what to do as far as business. I can handle the technology. I can do the circuit diagrams. I can show you the programming. I can show you the hardware. But if you ask me to give you a sales pitch, I'm going to fall a little bit short. And Dr. Frascator pointed me in the right direction for accounting, where to go when I wanted to learn the right management skills, who I should talk to if I want to start protecting my own intellectual property. He helped me in so many different ways. And that was an opportunity that I got specifically because I had the opportunity to work with the School of Business here at Niagara University. At the same time I did that, I also had the opportunity to start and produce Niagara University's Esports program, a program that has skyrocketed in growth and also has become one of the #1 and premier gaming teams here in Western New York, especially in the collegiate atmosphere, competing against teams like RIT, UCLA, Princeton, UTA Arlington, and really making a name for ourselves with multiple wins. And that's all thanks to what I could have done with the opportunities that I received through the College of Business. So I know I'm on a kind of tight time schedule here, so I don't want to go on for too long.
And let me just remind our participants that if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to raise your hand or put one in the chat box. So Bryce, as Dr. Renzel and Bryce mentioned, he's sort of an unusual student in the College of Business in the sense that he's a computer science major, but he came over here with some ideas. We also, of course, have many students in the College of Business, and we have 4 of them here today, and an alum. So we're going to start moving through some of their experiences as well. So we had asked a couple weeks ago for the students when they were on campus to make some videos of where their favorite places are around campus. And our own Avante Walker here interviewed Anthony DiMaria, and Grace Grace Hetterscheit, is that correct? And to talk a little bit about their favorite places on campus. So let's have a look at those videos.
Okay, hold on a minute, gang. Okay.
My name is Alonte Walker. I'm a software and business management major, and today I have the pleasure to tell all of you about my experience within the College of Business. When I first joined the College of Business, I was able to use the concentrations that they put forth, like marketing, management, and accounting, to pick my destination and where I would like to go within the job world. Today I have the opportunity to interview 2 people so they can tell you about theirs, and we're going to head up right now to speak to Grace. All right, well, we're with Grace right now, and where we're standing, she's going to tell us why this is so important to her and what she does on campus.
Yeah, so I'm a senior on the volleyball team, and this is Upper Gallagher Center. So this is where I play most of my games, and where we have practices as well. And it's really a really nice environment for all of our students to come to support.
All right, so you said you're a senior on the volleyball team. How has your journey been within the College of Business, and how easy or hard was it to manage between both?
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience from high school within like managing your time, but with the small classes and like being able to be really personal with your professors, they help you manage your time, whether you're a student athlete or just a student on campus.
Okay, so what was your favorite class in college?
I would say my favorite class would be integrated marketing or marketing analytics with Professor Daly. He's just a really personal professor, and he makes the subject really interesting.
So what do you think you learned the most while being in this college or in your major?
I feel like I learned how to manage my time more so now than in high school. It's definitely a different environment, whether you live on or off campus, you're more by yourself, so it gives you different experiences.
All right, well, thank you. After this, we're going to head over to Anthony. He's going to explain some of his experiences within the College of Business. All right, everyone. Now that we heard from Grace, we're going to head over to Anthony in the College of Business, which is also known as BizGrove, to hear how the College of Business has been beneficial to him and other students as well. Hi, everybody. We're with Anthony. He's going to tell us a little bit about the building that we're in and about himself as well.
Yeah, so I'm Anthony. I'm a senior accounting major here in Niagara. This is BizGrove, or the academic complex, where most of the classes and offices for the College of Business are located. We have classrooms down that side, and then our new financial services lab, along with tables and chairs where people can sit and do homework in between classes.
Okay, so what would you say is your favorite class?
My favorite class? Definitely one of my accounting classes, either auditing or tax. Very great professors and a lot of fun things to do.
So has the College of Business offered you any opportunities, like any work studies or like tutoring or anything of that sort?
Yes, of course. We have tutors working here all the time in our little areas over here. And then I currently work in the Dean's Office at the College of Business as a work study administrative assistant, and where I basically just assist the dean and professors with anything they need.
Oh, that's amazing. So what would you say is the biggest gain that you got from the College of Business?
Definitely the people around here. It's been a great 4 years and a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Okay, well, that's it, guys. This is Anthony, and thank you for watching our story today. Now that we're all done with all the interviews today, I want to say thank you to Grace and Anthony for sharing their experiences with us, as well as I hope to see all of you in the future at Niagara University. See you soon, future Purple Eagles.
So this is Anne. So we're going to go to now a second video that has an interview for the dean involved with that. So bear with me, please, as I try to swap over to that. And this time I'll set the settings right so you can hear it. Okay, so. Okay, hold on. Come on. Having trouble getting it to play. Wait a second here. There.
I'm the Dean of College of Business here at Niagara University, and I'm here with 3 of our prize students, and we're going to ask some questions here and see what they like about Niagara University.
I'm Grace. I'm a senior marketing major.
I'm Untitled Walker. I'm a business management major as well as a minor in sports management.
And I'm Anthony. I'm a senior accounting major.
So Anthony, why don't you tell us why you chose Niagara University?
Yeah, so I grew up in Williamsville, very close to here. I have known about Niagara my entire life, with my dad actually going here in the 70s. And so when I was a kid, I would always come up to Niagara all the time, and it was always just a great place to be. And then when I was looking for schools, I looked none other than here.
Okay. Has the place changed since then?
Since the 70s, a lot. But since as a kid, it's changed immensely with that new science building, very beautiful, and other just crazy renovations throughout all the buildings.
What's your favorite part of campus?
Definitely this building as well. Being able to come for accounting tutoring right at this very desk, and just hanging out with all the professors around here.
Great, great. Monty, what brought you here?
So what brought me here is that I was scoping around the area. I went to Buffalo and I went to Canisius, and I spent the night here, and I was like, why not just try Niagara University? So I came here. I'm a new op student, so Jarrell and Kara, they kind of brought me in. And then after that, I was in sports management, but I felt that I needed to broaden my range, so I came to the College of Business. And they kind of brought me in. They just spoke to me about all the different diverse classes that they had, the management, the marketing, and the accounting. And you have to take all the broad classes before you actually pick your major. So I found that very interesting, and that's why I switched over to the College of Business. It's been very helpful so far. Right now, I've been able to take over all the tasks and look at every course to see which one I like the most, and I'm sticking with management. But it's been very interesting and good since I've been here.
How would you describe the professors here?
The professors here are definitely, they're hard, but they're good at the same time because they pressure you to do all your work, but at the same time, they're there to help you. So there's consequences, but at the same time, they're always trying to help you gain points if you're a little bit behind. But they definitely teach you that you have to be on top of your work and that you can't make any mistakes and that you can't do that in the real world. So that definitely was very beneficial.
Now you're a student athlete, so why don't you tell us what's it like to allot your time, to schedule your time?
Yeah, so I've kind of like known how to do that my whole life, but it's definitely like, as I was saying earlier, it's different in college, but you have a different kind of support system, but just not with your parents, and like different like support systems from back home. But it definitely is like a different transition, but it helps you like prepare for something outside of college as well.
Now, do you feel that the professors are accommodating with your athletic schedule?
Yeah, we actually, we're allowed to meet with them as much as we want. Like, it's the same exact thing. Just send them an email. They'll easily email you right back.
Okay. What's your favorite class been so far?
I would say, well, I've been saying integrated marketing and marketing analytics, but I would also say marketing research with Stacy Wook. She was really nice.
Oh, okay. Well, Dante, what was your favorite class?
My favorite class so far is accounting with Professor Junivek, because she helps you out and she makes sure that you understand all the work. And if she doesn't teach it in class, she definitely makes sure that she does it the next day and she won't penalize you on homework. So I feel like that's very interesting because she takes time with her students and she wants to make sure that everyone succeeds.
Good. And Anthony, what are your plans? You're graduating in December, right? What are your plans after that?
I am currently enrolled in the 4+1 program here, and so after I graduate, I will be going into the MBA program, where I will be working for my MBA and hopefully get enough credit hours to take my CPA.
Great. How long will it take you to finish your MBA?
About 2 semesters and maybe a few roll-off classes as well.
So you've been here 3.5 years now, and so you'll finish with an MBA in 4.5 years with a master's degree, and then be ready to sit for your CPA. Yeah, that's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Now, what are your plans, Avante, after graduation?
So my plans after graduation is to kind of do the same thing and go for my MBA, so 4+1, which is very interesting because not that many colleges offer that. So the fact that I'm going to be able to do that, I want to also go somewhere else and do more classes and probably get another degree in another part of the field. So that's what I'm planning on doing after college.
Okay. Now, what if you wanted to do an MBA somewhere else? Is that possible?
Yeah, so I've been looking kind of back home in Columbus. I was thinking of more so Cincinnati, but wherever you end up going, the staff is really good here to help you.
Now, what do you think you want to do as a career?
I was thinking about being either a PR or something with human resource, maybe.
Okay.
But it's kind of still up in the air. I was kind of hoping like my MBA would kind of guide me that way.
Okay. Did any of you change your majors at least once after starting here?
I was in the AEP program.
Okay.
So
Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, so that's the academic exploration program. It's basically being undecided. I was in that for 2 years, and I decided to go into marketing after a couple classes that I took my sophomore year, but it helps you to kind of figure out what you exactly want to do. It's a really good system.
Okay. Now, Avante, did you choose a major right when you entered?
Yes, I was in the College of Hospitality and Tourism as a sports management major, and I transferred over to College of Business my sophomore year, and I became a business management major. And I'm also looking into the business marketing field as well.
Okay. Were you always an accounting major?
I was. But working in the dean's office, I've helped many people change their majors, and it's a very quick and easy process. And whenever you need to do it, everyone is super supportive.
So, the question probably, do you feel you needed to know your major before you started NU?
Oh, definitely not. So many people have changed their majors multiple times as well, and it's definitely, as you go through the courses here, you learn more about yourself as well, and really gets to shape your future.
Mm-hmm.
And also to add on to that, in the College of Business, for me, I really didn't know my major, so I was kind of talking a lot with the deans. Like, I didn't really feel comfortable just going straight into management, but they told me right off the bat that you'll be able to touch every part of business before you actually pick your major. So that's pretty interesting too.
Yeah, it's also something that you shouldn't be like scared of doing. I think it's like the wrong choice to change your major, because if you're not comfortable with it, just ask for help and see based on your classes like what you want to do.
Cool. Cool, thank you. I actually see here in the chat box a question, maybe Anthony would be a good one. So the question is, what's the 4+1 program exactly?
Okay, so basically the 4+1 program here is it's a very nice little program that we have. I'm not sure exactly what disciplines it's totally covered with, but in my case, I'm in the 4+1 with accounting. So with the 4+1, you are basically in 5 years able to graduate, finish all of your undergrad, and finish a year of grad school with a total MBA. So not many colleges in the area offer a total 4+1 program with the availability of getting your total master's degree in 5 years.
That's right. And just to provide a little bit of background, any College of Business major can complete their MBA in 1 more year. So the MBA is actually a 2-year program, including prerequisite courses. But all of the prerequisite courses you take automatically as an undergraduate school student in our College of Business here. And there are 2 graduate programs. One is our MBA, and then the other is a Master of Science in Finance. And you can take advantage of that and again, finish after 1 year, and you have an MBA or an MS in Finance in 5 years total. So any questions? Oh, here we go. Let me keep an eye on the chat here. For an incoming freshman that's undecided, what would happen for the 4+1? Does it involve summer? Okay, there's 2 questions here. For an incoming freshman that's undecided, what would happen? Let's see, maybe Kelly would be, is Kelly still on here? There you are, Kelly, maybe that'd be a good one for you.
So it's very flexible for us. If you're doing the accounting, you can do the 4 years. It's very similar to the 4+1. There's a specific 2 classes that you would have to take to do the 4+1, but it's flexible in the beginning. And that's with any of our majors. We have the marketing, the management, the accounting, the finance, and the economics. So you can take any of those. Most of our students are on the same path the first year with your cohort. So you'll take your, everyone will take their financial accounting, their microeconomics, principles of management, principles of marketing. And then the next semester you'll take the other course you'll take the prereq, then you'll take your management accounting and your macroeconomics and marketing or management, the opposite of what you took the first semester. So, and then after that, you still have a lot of gen eds. So you don't have to commit to that, and you still have a lot of opportunity and time. After that first year, you'll probably know what direction you really want to go. And if you intend on doing your CPA, and that's where your passion is, then you'll do the 4+1 to get your 150 hours in. And it's pretty easy. So we help you navigate through, but you do have a little time and room to explore and to make that decision.
There we go. So yeah, just to emphasize, and I know all of the students previously commented on this, if you're like most incoming freshman students, you don't really have a good feel for what you want to major in. So you might want to know that you might know that you want business in some form, but you're not really sure what kind of business. That's fine. In fact, I encourage students, even if they think they want to be an accountant or they think they want to be a marketer, don't declare your major. Just come in as a business student, take your courses, do some activities, join a club, and see what you like. And then you have until into your sophomore year to really choose your major without losing any ground. So, and that's what Kelly is here for, and that's what your academic advisor is here for as well. So I see, does the 4+1 involve any summer terms? So let's see, maybe Dr. Rensel would be a good person to talk about that one.
So in the 4+1, we have the opportunity at the graduate level for you to take summer terms. If you come in as a true 4+1 and you take full load in the 2 semesters, which is a total of 10 courses, you would have to get one more course. So you could do 1 semester of 6 courses at the graduate level, or you could go into the summer and pick up that extra course. We have students who do it both ways. It's basically what your workload capacity is and how fast you want to go through the program.
Good. Now, for our students here, Grace, Avante, Anthony, have you worked with career services?
I have. Why
don't you tell us about that experience? And in a minute, we're going to go to Stephanie, who's going to talk about career services from a director's standpoint, but let's talk about the student experience first.
Yeah, so career services is very, very helpful. My experiences this past year with them, I actually, as a part of Ann Rensel's class, there are some career services requirements where you have to meet with them, have a resume. I have had them look over my resume multiple times now, and it's very, very helpful. They go through, kind of check everything, do any updates you need, anything that you need to add or anything like that. Also practice interviews as well. I've had a few with them. They will either call you, set up a chat, or even before, you could even go in and meet with them and have a practice interview. And basically everyone over there is super helpful and will go above and beyond to try and help you network and get a job.
Great, thank you.
Yes, and to add on to that too, no, if you're an incoming freshman, I went my freshman year as well, and because I had a lot of stuff on my resume, and I honestly didn't know where to put it or how to format it or anything of that sort. They took me as a freshman, which people think only juniors and seniors can go there. You can go there as a freshman or a sophomore, whenever you feel ready, which is actually kind of incredible. So.
Good. Okay, thank you. Okay, 2 more questions that I have for our students before we move on to Stephanie. How's the food on campus? Grace, you're smiling. How do you?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So I've been on campus for 2 years, and I'm on my 2nd year of being off campus. So on for freshman and sophomore, and then off of junior and senior. So I've kind of had like both ways. But basically we have the Gallagher Center, which was where the video took place, where Avante interviewed me up there in the upper galley. And then there's also the Clay Dining Hall. In Galley, there's kind of like, there's Subway, there's a place that's kind of like Chipotle. You basically have a certain amount of swipes, which is kind of like, you can also use like real money there too. It's a nice place to hang out too. Obviously we have restrictions from COVID, but there's also the Clay Dining Hall, which is kind of like where you're served. You can get food to go there as well. I don't have any bad reviews on both of them. They have different foods and varieties every day. It's really nice.
Mhm. And how about the dorms?
So I'll take on the dorms. So I've been in the for 2 years, which is most incoming freshmen and some sophomore day. And the dorms are like nice. The bathrooms are nice. Both sides of the bathrooms actually shade and just got made. So those are like new and they're spacious and things of that sort. And the room's big, especially since 6'5". I could tell you that's definitely spacious and it's a very common place to like go after classes and very like long day.
Okay, thank you. And Bryce, why don't you tell us what's in the basement or the first floor of one of the dorms?
Sorry, I had to make sure my mic wasn't muted. In one of the dorms, I believe it's O'Shea, if I'm not mistaken, we have the Niagara University Esports Gaming Lounge. It's called the Nest. I personally designed the computers that went in there, and I put the utmost care in. All of the computers in there are RTX capable gaming PCs with multiple 82-inch TVs and 75-inch TVs all around the room. It allows for optimal gaming, hanging out, and homework doing, whatever floats your boat. It was a fantastic project that we saw started my freshman transfer year, I guess you could call it my junior year, and it was just completed as of a few months ago, and there was lots of news media covering it. So feel free to look it up because you'll be able to see some video of everything and get to take a tour of it.
It's really too bad that that the students are home now, or we would have had Bryce in the Esports Lounge speaking from there. It really is. It's awesome. So I see a couple more questions here. Do freshmen make their own schedule or does someone else? So
also, Makai is an RA, so he can probably speak to some questions too about the dorms and the apartment living.
Okay, Kelly, I think we're going to move along. Let's, so the question here is, do freshmen make their own schedule or does someone else? So you can speak to that.
Okay, when you're a freshman coming in, we work with you. It's pretty set out, like I said earlier. If you're a freshman coming in, we ask you what courses you're bringing in. We'll want to know if you're bringing in AP courses or if you have any college level courses, say if you're taking something at a local college through your school, anything like that, so we can place and work around your credit hours. So most of the students coming in, unless you've taken it prior during your high school years, will be taking the financial accounting, the economics, in your management, marketing, and then we place you in 2 courses and we work with you to do that. You will not be making your own schedules. If you do come to campus, it depends on the situation right now, but when you're on campus, it's all set out for you and we will show you how to register for classes moving forward. But you will have an advisor signed to you and you'll know exactly which classes you're going into. But first semester is pretty easy. You just show up. You don't have to worry about that unless you have special needs. You could let us know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely taken care of for you. Okay, why don't we move along now and let's go over to Stephanie Morris, who's the director of our career services. And she's going to talk about what career services does to help place students in internships and in jobs after they graduate.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Mark, for inviting me to be here today. So the Career Services Office, as a couple of the students mentioned, we really are an office that serves students from their first year on campus all the way until they graduate. And for many students, when they think about career services, they often think that it is for upperclassmen, but that's certainly not true. So the career services, we strive to get you in our office. The earlier, the better. We also stress often. So, you know, become acquainted with us. There are 5 of us in the office. We all have different areas of expertise. When it comes to business students, I will say a couple of things that I want to highlight. One, we are embedded into coursework. And so it was mentioned earlier, Dr. Renzel's Management 390 class. We go in, it's a junior level class. that all students in College of Business have to take. So you definitely will come to meet one of us through that class. But we come in and we do a presentation on job and internship search, resume and cover letter writing, as well as interviewing. And then as follow-up to our presentation, every student is required to make a resume, create a cover letter, and do a practice interview. The resume and cover letter appointments, they're critiqued and facilitated by those of us that are in career services. And when it comes to the practice interview, we really do rely on this wide network of alums and employers that volunteer their time and they facilitate those practice interviews. So in a typical academic year, those interviews would take place right in our office in Baylow Hall, and they would be face-to-face interviews. Over the last 2 semesters, we've been able to successfully pivot those practice interviews to video and phone interviews. And at first, we weren't really sure how that was going to play out, but it has been really valuable to the students because there's a challenge with a video interview and a phone interview that we're not used to. So we actually feel like we're preparing students better in that type of environment because we're seeing employers move that direction. We are in the process of piloting a mentoring program. So we have a small group of students that we've been able to work with the College of Business and their partners and our partners, and we're able to connect students with mentors that are industry specialists. So that's happening this spring. We also put on a number of different career events. So for accounting and finance students in the fall, we always have our Meet the Accounting and Finance Professionals Night, which is a combination of like a networking event as well as a job fair. And then in the spring, we always host a major career fair that is really for students of all majors. And so we have a variety of employers. Some that come to mind is places like Praxair, Rich Products, Wegmans, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, a variety of different industries. And what's really great about the career fair is about 60% of the people that are manning those booths, if you will, for the employers, they're alums. So we have this great network of alums that are always willing to come back to campus and give back to the students in the form of time. So when it comes to internships, most students find that by their junior year, they're ready to do an internship. Most majors permit you to do 2 internships for academic credits. You can earn up to 6 credit hours. But we certainly do have students that surpass that 2 internship marker. And we really see internships as a way to help clarify what it is that you're looking to do. Now, in most situations, students have an idea of an industry or they have an idea of a type of function that they would like to have within a business. And, you know, sometimes they go into that internship experience and they're there and they realize, you know what, this isn't really what I thought it was going to be. I don't think this is what I want to do. And that's okay because internships are a form of exploration. But for other students, they go into an internship experience, the business is a fit, the role that they have is a fit. And in an ideal world, that employer then wants to retain that intern and they offer them a full-time job opportunity. So we see both sides of that, but we definitely stress the importance of getting a variety of experience prior to graduation so you have an idea once you graduate where you really want to see yourself going. Mark, is there anything else you'd like me to talk about?
Let's just see if there are any questions from our students. I think that was a pretty good overview. And no, I think I don't see any questions, so thank you very much for that.
Sure.
Now we have an alum here who's recently gone through all that process. He's one of our underachievers. He really hasn't amounted to much yet. So our alum Peter Genovese is here, and he's going to talk a little bit about his experience at Niagara and the path he's taken since then. So go ahead, Peter.
Thanks, Mark. So, hey, folks. Nice to meet you. I'm Peter. I'm a lot of fun. So I actually live in Silicon Valley, and I'm back on the East Coast right now to kind of hang out with my family and everything. But I want to talk a little bit about what my journey was like. I actually transferred from Niagara Community College into Niagara University in my junior. So I had spent about 2 years at NU, and it was awesome. I actually went to school for marketing, which is a blast. All the professors were super friendly and interpersonal. I built relationships with everybody, and ended up, like, I really loved all of my classes. I would say probably one of my favorites was the entrepreneurship class. I forget exactly the professor, but it was super empowering. I got to learn a lot about kind of what I wanted to do. So interesting thing for me was the whole time that I was at NU, I was actually working at Yahoo full time. So I was doing like 6 or 7 days a week at Yahoo. And then I was also going to school.
Peter has frozen. Peter, if you can hear me, why don't you log out and log back in, or maybe shut your camera off. Nope, I think we lost Peter. Okay. I'm just trying one more thing here to see if we can get Peter back. No, okay, I can't get Peter back right now. Oh, hold on, looks like he's logging out and logging back in. Let's give him just 1 minute here. And then we'll go from there. So in the meantime here, Alessia, any questions? Stephen, Brianna? Have any of you been to campus? Alessia has been, yeah. Julie says Alessia has been here. Okay. I'm not sure if we're going to get Peter back. That's too bad. So let me just, we were going to show a video of an employer, but maybe we'll skip that in the hopes that maybe Peter can get back. So Ann, let's put that aside for now. So in the meantime, let me just give 1 more minute. If anybody has any questions at all, any comments, any more input from some of our participants here that you'd like to share. Okay, looks like we're good. Well, folks, what I'm going to do is in the chat box, I'm going to put my email and phone number. And you can take a screenshot of this or Peter's back. Okay, a screenshot of this or take a picture with your camera. And then if you have any questions, you can go ahead and contact me. Okay, looks like Peter just got back. So Peter, why don't you go ahead?
My laptop overheated and shut off, obviously, because that's the only thing that could happen. Technology is great. All right, so I'm back. So I was kind of talking, sorry about that, kind of talking about how I was working at Yahoo full-time and I was going to school full-time, and it was really intense. But I love my entrepreneurship classes. I loved all my marketing classes. They were a blast. And during my time at the university, I actually, I joined NUMA. I've heard that mentioned a few times during this talk. And Niagara University Marketing Association, when I joined it, I was just a member, and there was maybe 6 people in the club. And then I ended up becoming vice president, and then I ended up becoming president. And with a few other of my friends, we ended up bringing it up to about 65 people at the time. And we created a whole logo, and it transformed the entire club. And they ended up starting to win national competitions and all of these things. It was an amazing experience. I got to build these crazy relationships with all these different students and practice leadership and marketing and doing portfolio management. It was pretty incredible. So it's really, really fun for me to hear NUMA keep coming up in all these discussions, because I'm like, yeah, okay, we did it right. Like, that's great. So what's fun about that is in my time at Niagara University, had a blast, graduated, but I actually, it's interesting. I went to school for this marketing and business stuff, and it really like foundationally carved me and sculpted me into who I was going to be. But I actually lead engineering teams. So I ended up leaving Yahoo, and I've been in Silicon Valley for about 6.5 years, but I'm a technical program manager for Google Search now. And I lead a team of about 45 engineers that build the Google Assistant. So whenever you say, okay, G, and you ask it to play something, I build those systems. So it's a blast. I graduated in 2014. My life's been an adventurous, crazy, fun experience. And I owe many of my successes and many friends that I've made and relationships, and kind of just how to learn how to brand myself and to market myself appropriately to be able to position myself to be successful in this world, to Niagara University. And so what I got to tell you is if you go to Niagara University, you're going to love it. They take care of you. I wouldn't get on these calls if they wouldn't. Like, genuinely love this university. I go back all the time. I spend time with the professors, and I'm very grateful for my experience there. So yeah, my advice, just go change the world.
Easy enough. Thank you, Peter. And finally, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I think everybody has had a chance to ask questions. So we're going to go ahead and close up. Maybe you could check your, I'm getting some feedback here. So there you go. So we'll go ahead and close up now. So obviously, thank you everybody for joining us. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us, any of us at any time. Okay, have a good night, y'all.
I was gonna say something, that's why I went on.